Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to share my gigantic summer book haul with you. So I went on a book buying ban in February of this year. I was on a ban for 3 months, and during that time there were so many books I wanted, obviously, from the stacks behind me. I really had the time to think about which books I wanted to purchase, ones that have been just like on my wish list for a while, ones that my friends kept talking about that I really wanted, and some just books that I just sounded really good when I went to the bookstore to buy them. A lot of these I did get on Amazon. Some of them I did get from Barnes & Noble. But yeah, I'm just really excited to finally share my summer book haul with you guys because I got so many good books, and now that I have all of these fun books to read, I'm like invigorated to read again, and I just want to read all of the things. So I'm not going to do this like a typical give you a synopsis of every book, because you can easily look these up on Goodreads. A lot of these are ones that have been talked about a ton. So I'll spotlight a few here or there, and some I have already read or plan to read very soon. So you'll hear more of my thoughts and a deeper synopsis during that time. And of course, when I wrap up at the end of the month, I try to do a brief synopsis, if you will. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the books in no particular order, because I've just been getting books for like the past month and I'm just so excited. I do have a couple pre-orders outstanding, like Survivor Song by Paul Tremblay, that are not in this book haul. So I will do another book haul probably at the end of the summer or like at early fall or something like that. But this is the majority of the books that I will be probably reading this summer. So I just went ahead and just grabbed a whole bunch. Okay, so the first one is Animal Farm by George Orwell. I've never had my own copy. I have read this book several times, but it's been like since college and high school since I've read it. So I wanted to have my own copy. I finally do, and now I can finally reread it. I also got a couple of poetry collections this month. I got Shame is an Ocean I Swim Across by Mary Lambert. Absolutely love the cover of this one. I also got Life of the Party by Olivia Gatewood. Love the cover of this one. A couple of books, and these are ones that are on kind of my high TBR. Normal People by Sally Rooney. My friend Kira absolutely loves this book. I also have In 5 Years by Rebecca Cyril, and this is one that's also on my Romanceathon TBR. I'm obviously pre-filming this, so I don't know if I'll get to it, but I do want to read it soon. And Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed. Love this cover. Absolutely stunning. I actually got this one at Target, I remember. I got Fever Dream by Samantha Schwimblin. This is a short little book. I'm not quite sure how to explain this type of book, but I got this and I just think it's going to be one of those weird books that is a total experience. And I also picked up Catherine House. I just got this the other day at Barnes & Noble. It's set in a secluded elite university following a dangerously curious, rebellious undergraduate who uncovers a shocking secret about an exclusive circle of students and the dark truth behind her school's promise of prestige. So yeah, I'm just so excited to finally have this. This is one that I didn't have on my most anticipated books of the year list because I hadn't heard of it yet. But then I heard about it shortly after that and I was kicking myself. I was like, oh, this is what I'm really excited about. So I have tweeted out about it quite a few times, and now I finally have a copy. I also got a couple of John Mars books. I got What Lies Between Us by John Mars, which is his newest. And then I got one of his older ones, The Good Samaritan. I really did like the one by John Mars, and I do want to read The Passengers, but I wanted his newest one because everybody was talking about it, and I just decided to pick this one up at the same time. I also got another edition of Little Women. I've shown this before, but yeah, I got this from Book Depository. I just absolutely love this little cover. It's really pretty, and of course I had the Book Depository bookmark in there. Okay, now I'm going to go through some books that I've read. So I recently read Riot Baby. It's a short little book. It's super powerful, but it does have a lot of trigger warnings. I did do a full review on my blog, which is n1version.com, and I really enjoyed the experience of reading this. It was kind of eye-opening, but it was also like very tragic and very sad. I also read Hitting a Straight Lick with a Crooked Stick. This got me really interested in the Harlem Renaissance, and I've read another thing written during that time, which will show up soon. I also got the Bromance Book Club, and I've also read this one. This is another poetry collection I got, Black Movie. It's really short, but it's super powerful. I got this based on the recommendation from Bree Hill. Also recently read The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory. This is the first book in her kind of like, it's not a series, like it is a series, but like they don't follow the same characters. I read The Proposal, and this was the first book, so I'll probably continue on because I really liked this one. I rated it 4 stars, and I think I rated The Proposal like 3 or 4 stars as well. Also, Bree Hill recommended Passing by Nella Larson. I read this month. I actually just finished reading this one yesterday, I believe, and it's really short. It's only like 114 pages, but it's a really strong story about 2 friends that are Black, one passing as white, and just how their lives, like they knew each other in school, and now the one that's passing as white is married to this like terrible racist man, and like it's just crazy, and the ending was wild. These are, okay, so I got a copy from Atria Books of Lisa Jewell's The Family Upstairs, and I actually have the Book of the Month copy of it, so I have a hardcover copy already, so I'm going to be giving this away in an upcoming video, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned for that. I also got a copy of The Dream Daughter by Diane Chamberlain. I've heard lots of good things about this from Jacqueline and Gabby, and they just said that I will absolutely love it, so I'm really excited to dive into that one. Oh, I also got a double copy of this somehow, so I will also be giving away this book. Giveaways are not happening in this video, so you'll just have to like subscribe and stay tuned to future videos when I'm going to give those away. And yes, they will be US only giveaways because I'm shipping them from my house. Okay, then Allie's going to be really excited to see this book. I just went out and got this yesterday. We'd been talking about Elizabeth Acevedo and how I don't really know if I'm a fan of YA anymore, but I really wanted to try her out. And I said, this is the book that I think I would enjoy by her. And she was like, absolutely, you have to get this book. The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo, and I think even though like it will be really quick to read and really powerful, I really want to get the audiobook as well because the author reads it herself, and it's kind of you know, written in verse, and I just think it will be like even that much more powerful. They had the hardcover copy and the softcover, and I went with the paperback because the stickers on the hardcovers there were like falling off the page and were already messed up, so I didn't really like that. So I got this one, but I'm really excited to have it on my shelves finally. Also picked up My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. This is one that I've also been hearing a lot about more recently, and this is about exploring the psychological dynamics of the relationship between a naive teenager girl and her magnetic and manipulative teacher. So very strong subject matter for sure. This is my second copy of The Dream Daughter. I also got some books for the second round of reading Lala's favorite thrillers. One of those is And the Trees Crept In. I got that one. Mudvayne, also for that video. I also got 2 of the Saga volumes that I was missing. I got 8 and 9. So this is volume 8. And this is volume 9. And I absolutely love this comic series. I have 1 through 7 already. And even though they are expensive and it's such a hit when you get them, like it's so worth it because the art is so beautiful and just the story is wonderful. So yeah, I'm just really excited to see where it goes. I haven't read these in quite a while, so I'll probably go back and read like maybe 6 and 7 and then move on to 8 and 9. I also picked up one of my friends, Emily, here on BookTube. She's also in the Read with Friends group. She wrote a book and it's here and I'm so excited. So Jackie was reading this one time and I was like, wow, I need to get it. So yeah, my friend Emily, she does like writing videos, she does vlogs, she does like BookTube videos. Yeah, so I have her book and I'm so excited. It's so pretty and like I'm just so excited to read her work. I also picked up a copy of Tiny Beautiful Things, Advice on Love and Life from Someone Who's Been There by Cheryl Strayed. And this is the author of Wild. And these are like little letters and she answers them about love and life. And I'm really excited. I heard Ariel Bassett talk about this and just like really recommend it. So I picked it up based on her recommendation and I'm just really excited to have a copy finally. And then she also has been recommending this forever and it's So You've Been Publicly Shamed. She recommended this years ago and I put it on my wish list then and it's just been sitting around on my wish list forever. So when I went to get this one, which is a more new recommendation, I also picked up this one. So I think she'll be very happy that she finally influenced someone else to buy these. I also picked up a copy of Black Girls Must Die Exhausted, a novel for grown-ups by Jane Allen, and I'm really excited. I absolutely love this cover. It's so tropical and beautiful, and it on the back it just says Black Girls Must Die Exhausted is something that 33-year-old Tabitha Walker has heard her grandmother say before. So, of course, her grandmother, who happens to be white, was referring to the 1950s and what she observed in the nascent times of civil rights. So I'm really excited about this book, especially because of like the subject matter and stuff, but I also really want to support the author and the publisher. This publisher, Quality Black Books, was established to curate a wellspring of high quality literature for discerning clientele with priority placed on representing the undiluted perspective of Black culture and other traditionally marginalized and underrepresented groups. So if you're looking to support a really good publishing company, I highly recommend you check out Quality Black Books. So really excited to have this on my shelves. All right, I also picked up The Winter People. I think this is a like psychological thriller / horror book that I've heard a couple of things about. Another book for the Lala video is Her Pretty Face by Robin Harding. I've also just had that on my wish list for a while. Girl, Woman, Other, picked this up in Target, obviously, and this is the Booker Prize winner of last year. And why I picked this up is it follows a group of just a group of Black British women, and it's populated with unforgettable characters, from a lesbian playwright to a jaded school teacher to a non-binary social media influencer. And what I didn't know going in, I knew this is going to be like a challenge for me to read because I don't really pick up books like this very often, but basically in the very beginning it gives you a breakdown of like the chapters and whose story you're going to read about. And it just sounds like it's going to be a wild ride. I have started reading this. It's going slowly. I'm only on page 22, but I'm excited to get to it. Okay, then I ordered this online and I got the large print edition of Full Throttle by Joe Hill, which is Stephen King's son. And I got this based on, I think it was Kat from Paperback Dreams. Is that her channel name? Anyway, she was talking about some of the short stories in here, and I just really wanted to read them because they're supposed to be scary. So I don't know exactly how many stories are in here. Let's see. Oh yeah, it has quite a few stories. And guys, I can't believe I got the large font edition. Like, really, look at this book. And it's not even that big because the font is like middle grade like size, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's huge. But anyway, I did get it and that's fine. I'll make it work. I also did get another huge book, and that is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. If I read this when I read this, it will be my first Stephen King book. I'm pretty sure it's the only one I own. And this one is regular font size. So Gabby started reading this and she was doing it in like Read with Friends live shows, and then everybody else started reading it. It's one of Rain's favorite books of all time. Everybody else was like, yes, absolutely. If you don't want horror but you want to try Stephen King, this is the one to read. And it just has everybody sobbing at the end, and like, what an important moment in history. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, but also not looking forward to this one, if you know what I mean. Two more here. I have The Bad Mother by Amanda Brooke, and I have The Migration by Helen Marshall. We're moving on to our last stack here. The first one is I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erica L. Sanchez, and I picked this up at Target as well. It's about a girl that doesn't fit the typical, stereotypical role of a Mexican daughter, and I'm just really excited to get to this one. It sounded really good when I picked it up, and plus I wanted to diversify my shelves. Okay, next up I got a copy of Unravel. It does have this Target sticker on it. But this is another, see, this sticker isn't coming off very well. But this is another one of those I'm reading for Lala things, but I don't know if I even want to do that video anymore, to be honest. Next, I got my next K.A. Tucker book. He will be my ruin, called When the Sky Goes Dark by Oliver S. I don't know how to say the author's last name, but the author actually reached out to me himself and said like, hey, would you be interested in reading this book? And he sent me this nice little letter that just like said, thanks so much for giving me the opportunity to have my debut novel reviewed. And he doesn't mind like if I love it or hate it. He just wants like, you know, more feedback and stuff like that. And he did like sign it for me and sent me a little like business card and stuff like that. So I'm all about like supporting debut authors and stuff like that wherever I can. This is a horror story about, it's like a thriller, supernatural, sci-fi, apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic story, kind of horror, kind of all those together. But whether it's to finish college or muster up courage to talk to the cute girl in class, Jonathan Barnes wants nothing more than to make something of himself, to be a man and make it on his own. That is, if his constantly questioning and racing mind lets him. After a sudden bloody brawl on campus that leaves over half of Whitehaven College dead, John finds himself thrust into the world turned completely upside down by violence. The news is overwhelmed with reports of rioting across the country, plane crashes, and countless innocent lives lost. They say it's going to be global. With no explanation as to the cause of the nationwide catastrophes and a cryptic phone message from his parents, John has no choice but to traverse into the horror to find his loved ones. So it actually sounds really, really good and really creepy. I might save this for like the October readathons that will be happening. Next up, I got The Chrysalis. This one is another like horror book. It's like don't go into the basement and has like this spooky little vibe thing going on here. It says welcome to the dark side of suburbia. So got that one. I also got Black Sunday, and I love this cover. It's just gonna be great. I just know it. It says, I like the idea of a God who knows what it's like to be a twin, to have no memory of ever being alone. I think it's going to be like a tough read, but like a powerful read. So got Hood Feminism, Notes from the Women That a Movement Forgot. Also love this cover. Another powerful read. Today's feminist movement has a glaring blind spot, and paradoxically, it is women. Also, of course, picked up The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I still have plans to do a trilogy, a vlog, and then read this. Did I get my 2 book of the months together? No. Oh, I didn't put another book in here, but for my book of the months, I actually got for June, I got One to Watch by Kate Stayman London, and I do have plans to read this one in July with my friend Allie. It's about a plus-size man character, stylish plus-size fashion blogger who has amazing friends, a devoted fan, legions of Insta followers, and a massive broken heart. Like the rest of America, she indulges in her weekly obsession, the hit reality show Main Squeeze. And then I think she becomes like she gets the call and Ming and Squeeze wants her to be the next star. So yeah, so I have this one, and I also got Riley Sager's new book, Home Before Dark. So those were my 2 picks from Book of the Month. I also picked up the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I have heard nothing but good things. I've never tried this author before. I actually really do like the cover. It's actually quite thick. It's like 400 pages, so I don't know when I'll get to this behemoth, but you know, it's probably not that long. You guys are calling me a wimp. I know you are. Is Long Bright River by Liz Moore. I've heard nothing but good things from Gabby, and yeah, I just really want to give it a go. This is another like almost 500 page book, so call me a wimp. And then I also got Conjure Women. And this one, the cover is really beautiful, and it says, if you're grieving for Toni Morrison, this author is the young writer to read now. Her astonishing debut takes the reader to a Reconstruction-era Southern plantation where 2 little girls become unlikely friends. Does that not sound amazing? And I also picked up, this was a Book of the Month option, but I had actually pre-ordered this one, The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. And she also has another book, The Mothers, that I was interested in, but I never did get around to picking it up. But I just thought, like, now is the time. Yeah, twins, inseparable as children, ultimately choose to live in 2 very different worlds, one black and one white. Okay, hey guys, welcome back. I actually forgot quite a few books to show you. So I started putting the books on my bookshelf, and I was like, oh yeah, I have all these books that I pulled for that other video. So I also got Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. I also picked up the 3rd volume of Heartstopper Volume 3, which I have also already read. I did tell you guys this, but Home Before Dark by Riley Sager was my Book of the Month book, along with the other one. And I don't know if I hauled this before, but I got Anxious People by Frederick Bachman, and I also got another arc, Invisible Girl by Lisa Jewell. So those were my 2 arcs. And then I don't think I've hauled this. Maybe I did. I don't really know. But I also got Break Your Glass Slippers by Amanda Lovelace, and this is probably going to be on my favorite books of the year list. So I definitely want to make sure that I show you guys I got this, even though I'll definitely be talking to you about it quite a bit because I really loved it. The last book I picked up on a whim when I was at Target, and it's called The Red Lotus by Chris. I don't know how to say the author's last name, but number 1, this cover completely drew me in. And this I picked, obviously I'd never heard of it before, but I read the inside and it just sounds so good. It's almost like a historical fiction romance, a modern historical fiction romance, and kind of like fate has brought these 2 people together. Let me just read you. Do you want me to read? I need to read the whole synopsis. I need to read the whole synopsis to you. Okay, since this is the last book and all. The first time Alexis saw Austin, it was a Saturday night. Not in a bar, but in the emergency room where Alexis sutured a bullet wound in Austin's arm. 6 months later, on the brink of falling in love, they travel to Vietnam on a bike tour so Austin can show her his passion for cycling and so he can pay his respects to the place where his father and uncle fought in the war. But as Alexis sips white wine and waits at the hotel for him to return from his solo ride, 2 men emerge in the tall grass and Austin vanishes into thin air. The only clue he leaves behind is a bright yellow energy gel dropped on the road. As Alexa returns to America and grapples with this bewildering loss, she must deal with the FBI, Austin's prickly family, and her colleagues at the hospital. In the process, she uncovers a series of strange lies that force her to wonder, where did Austin go? Why did he really bring her to Vietnam? And how much danger has he left her in? Set amidst the adrenaline-filled world of the ER, The Red Lotus is a global thriller about those who dedicate their lives to saving people and those who peddle death to the highest bidder. Does that not sound amazing? I know I'm going to be in for a wild ride with this one, but I'm just like ready for it. And it is, again, close to like 400 pages, so I don't know. But anyway, that is my massive summer book haul. As you can see, I got so many great books, and now I just want to read all of them. It's crazy because I literally do want to read every single one of these books right now. I'm in the mood for romance. I got a couple romance in here. I'm also in the mood for thrillers. I got some thrillers in here, and I'm also hoping to diversify my shelves. So I think I got some of that in here as well. I just want to say thank you guys so much for being patient with me during my book buying ban. Thank you for joining for my summer book haul that I am so excited about. But that's all for today's video. Let me know which ones you are the most excited to hear my thoughts about down in the comment section down below. I hope you're having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!